Hey there guys, so today we have another review, and obviously this is a really awesome one to bring. This is Bourbon County Brand Stout 2015. I'll actually be reviewing this beer and then talking about acquiring Bourbon County, all your stores and stuff. So, as you see, this beer is now in a different format. It is 16.9 ounce bottles. No longer do they have the 12 ounce 4-packs. And so as for my opinion about this, I think the number one and biggest issue is that it is just more cost to the consumer. This beer costs more dollars per ounce. Last year, a 4-pack of Bourbon County Stout in New York was around $24 to $28. This bottle is $11. So if you equate that to the amount of a 4-pack last year, this would be about a $32 4-pack. Barley wine also shot up in price. Barley wine was about the same price as Bourbon County Stout last year. They're now selling the bottle for $14. So that means like a $40 4-pack if you want the equivalent amount of beer as you got last year. So it's just reasonably more expensive. Aesthetically, I think it's pretty cool. It's a very unique kind of look for a bottle. Obviously, there's no label on the front. It just says Bourbon County over here, and then the label's over here, and stuff on the back. Aesthetically, it's okay. I think that it's fine. But the other issue is now it's a 16.9 ounce bottle. I think that's a lot less accessible of a volume than the 12 ounce bottle. But anyway, it is what it is. This is one of my favorite beers, so obviously we have to review it. So let's dig in. So this year, by the way, the beer comes in at 14.3%. So yeah, that's about what the range has been, I think. So the beer comes in that pitch black color. Let's pour that out again. Dark brown. Yeah, you get a little light through when you pour it, but obviously pitch black in the glass. Dark head on that, very familiar kind of look. I can already smell it. Let's get the aroma on this. Ooh, yeah. That's really nice. Vanilla, oak, bourbon, this really intense burnt sugar, burnt oak. You get a little bit of dark fruit as well. Oh man, yeah, wow, it's a pretty jammy from what I remember the other vintages to be. Really a lot of dried fruits, a little bit of like a sweet plum, dried plum kind of thing. Cherry note. Yeah, very familiar aroma. Really awesome. I definitely think I prefer it over last year's fresh vintage. Tons of vanilla. Dominated by oak and dark fruit and bourbon and sweet kind of chocolate. What do they call it? They say intense aromas of oak, vanilla, caramel, and smoke. A little bit of the smoke going on. Just completely, intense aroma, very complex. Obviously, it's Bourbon County Brand Stout. Cheers. Very nice. Oh, great vintage. Wow. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, despite the new format in the bottle and whatever, this beer is still always amazing. Holy smokes. Ooh. It's the gracefulness of like a 1 or 2 year old bottle. This vintage is killer. Yeah, this might be one of the best fresh vintages I can remember. Oh my God. Whoa. So, up front, follows with that kind of fruitiness, reminiscent of other vintages, jam-packed with cherries, bourbon-soaked figs and plums, really rich kind of lingering dried dates, almost like Bourbon County barley wine with that intense fruitiness. Then you're smacked onto rich bourbon qualities, bittersweet chocolate, dark chocolate. You get a really pretty sweet beer. Yeah, you get a good amount of this kind of caramel sweetness, brown sugar, smacking your lips, kind of intense sweetness. Vanilla for days. So refined for fresh vintage of this beer. Lingers on with coconut. Lots of coconut on the back end. I really like that coconut note. A little bit of oaky drying on the back end. For 14.3%, you definitely don't get that at all. You get a little bit of warming down. It's not a chewy beer. It's actually pretty slick on the mouthfeel. Sort of get this kind of big sweetness and a little bit of viscosity, but it flies off really nicely, lingering kind of like hints of bourbon and a little bit of alcohol tingling at the palate. Oak drying out the beer, really nice. Oh man, cool. Oh yeah, it's this big pop of dark fruit, really nice, intense sweetness. Oh, just fantastic vintage. I actually had vintage 13, 14, and 15 on tap last week. And I could have swore that 14 was by far the best. 15 seemed very disappointing. But that was on draft, and this. Right now, sitting here, this is one of the best vintages of the beer fresh I've ever had. This, again, has the gracefulness of a 13 or 14 right now. It just drinks with just, wonderful complexities. It's not hot. It's refined. It's amazing, yeah. What else can I say? There you go, guys. 100 out of 100, guys. 100 out of 100, 100 plus out of 100, even better. 100 plus out of 100. Awesome stuff. You get a little bit of that kind of charredness, a little bit of smokiness on the back end. I can go on days describing this beer. So it's amazing stuff, 100 plus out of 100. Definitely stock up on this year. It's amazing despite the cost jump. So anyway, moving on, we're going to talk about Black Friday and everything. In the past 2 years, previous 2 years, I went to Top Hops, New York City to do the Black Friday event where you sort of get the allotment, you get, the vanilla rye and your coffee and barley wine and stout and everything. And so that was very reasonable to do the last couple of years, but this year, obviously with Bourbon County Rare coming out, it was intense. I did not go to the event. I believe you had to start waiting online. You had to be there by probably 1 or 2 a.m. and wait 7-8 hours until 9 a.m. for the release in order to get your allotment of Rare, Regal, and coffee and whatnot. It was just not something I was prepared to do. I was not going to wait out in the cold for 7-8 hours. So instead, I decided to hunt down Bourbon County in my area on the day that it was released. I mean, Regal, I'll tell you guys right now, I did not get my hands on any Bourbon County Rare and no Regal Rye nor any coffee. It's just sold out immediately in a matter of maybe even half an hour. It was just really quick, and I mean, demand is just insane for this beer. So I was only able to get myself some barley wine and stout. Personally, I'm not really disappointed. It's sort of just, it is what it is. Demand has just gotten so high for this beer. Then again, supply has really jumped up. I believe they're pumping out maybe 20%. Don't quote me on this one. I believe something like 20-30% more this year, but I haven't seen that at all. I guess it's just that demand has outpaced supply for this beer. Hopefully they keep pumping out more. It's an amazing product. And I mean, let me know what your story is about how hard it was for you to acquire Bourbon County. Maybe it wasn't hard at all. So yeah, until next time, guys, cheers. What an amazing vintage of 2015 Bourbon County Stout. Until next time, guys, cheers. Later.